Hello, brothers and sisters. How you doing? Thank you for watching The Great Apostate. That's me. Hope you're doing well. I'm just doing this quick video here because I wanted to raise a couple of points about my channel. Tell you what things are going to be doing in the near future and why it's happening. Also want to talk about the Russian Jehovah's Witness potential ban, which I don't think will happen actually, but I mean, I'd be happy if I was wrong. So a couple of things. Number one, you may or may not know that YouTube has changed their policy. Over the course of the last week or two, there had been a sustained campaign with advertisers who were being pressured to stop advertising on YouTube because of hate speech and all kinds of stuff. And oh, it was terrible. Now, I kind of get the point in some ways, because what was happening is people like me were making videos talking about cults, saying mean things, and of course, I'm a tiny example of it. And then what would happen is the Scientologists would have an ad placed on the back of my ad or in the front of my ad, which of course from their perspective is a complete waste of money, because I'm actively telling people don't be involved in that organization or in organizations like it. So they were getting pissed off as well, and they've all decided, no, we're all even. So YouTube had a collective hissy fit, and they decided that what they were going to do is they were going to change how things operate completely. Now everything's got to be advertiser friendly content, or it doesn't get any advertising on it. Now, first of all, I know that doesn't make the end of the world for a lot of people because you don't advertise on your videos. I do, because I'm skint. I'm not a rich dude. Okay, I rent a house. You know, we need a bit of help, but that's the way it is. Setting that aside for a second, what they've also done though is they've changed the way the search engines work. So for instance, to give you an idea, as of this time last month, I was getting, picked up a feather. I was getting 2,000 hits a day on my channel, which is great. And as of today, I've had 200. So I've had a 90% drop off in my viewing. Now I don't think I'm 90% worse. Maybe I am, but that's the way it is. Now, as I say, YouTube are basically doing everything they can to keep their advertisers and get the old ones back, and that's the way it has to be. But at the same time, what they're actively doing is they're making it harder to find controversial content, and they're also making it impossible to do. Now, why I've talked about monetization before. I do monetization. I'm not shy about it, and the reason I do it is because we're not a rich family. Also, because I put in an enormous amount of time. I mean, I can tell you one time, not the last holiday or the holiday before that, but the holiday before that, so 3 years ago, we went to London, stayed with our parents, or in my in-laws, spent 10 days, it was glorious. And during that 10 days, I'm going to be guessing now, but about 10 to 15 times a day, I was communicating through my text, through my phone, on email, to a person who had contacted me through, I think it was Reddit. It was long before I even did videos. But they had contacted me, and they were a Jehovah's Witness, and they were very angry about something I'd said. I don't think it was on Reddit. And I got talking to them and talking to them and talking to them. And as I say, 10, 15 times a day. There was a young person, about 17 or 18. And we talked for so long, the entire holiday. My wife was constantly, Neil, get off the phone. You're in London, enjoy it. Go to the museum. And I did all those things, of course. But the bottom line was, all my attention was really focused on this one person. Now I thought nothing more of it until about 6-7 months, probably afterwards. And I got another email. Same person who'd started off raging and angry like I did online. And the comment was this: listen, thank you so much for taking the time with me, because I've quit the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm sending this email from the airport, and I am going off on a flight to go to university. You know, so my point is that people who do this, we put in a ridiculous amount of time, often, and it is really difficult. It's also quite stressful. And we do all this, and we don't expect fortunes, because you don't get them. Broke as fuck. But you do get some benefit, and it isn't, the advertising money was, when it happened, nice, because, you know, it bought, oh, my camera's falling down, you know, it paid for Chinese for the kids once in a while, and that was cool. Anyway, those are all going now, so I'm going to try to change the channel a little bit. I'm going to have to try and make more puppies and more cuteness. Be sure that when you see a picture of a cat and dog rubbing noses, that it will still be as hard-hitting, mean as always. But it's going to have to change, because YouTube is changing. It's becoming more professional and more bland, and such is life. Anyway, moving on from that, because it is what it is. Russian ban. I've talked about the Russian ban before. I'm all for it. That's one of the things that gets demonetized. You're not allowed to talk about the Russian ban. Shh, don't talk about that. But anyway, so I've talked about that before. I'm all for it. And the reason is I've talked about this in the Vast Apostate Hour, why I'm all for it. We discussed John Cedar's reasons for not being all for it. And I didn't take offense at John Cedar's video. I did kind of do it. The one thing I didn't like is the way he said, he basically stated his video as it was definitely true, as in they shouldn't be banned, right? And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough, that's your opinion, but you know, we can all have them. But anyway, we talked about the reason I think they should be banned, and I think it's simply it's a quarantine around good people. Now we all have friends and all have family. I don't have any family anymore, thank God, but we all have people that we love and care about in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and it's sad that they're still in them. But ultimately, we've also got to protect the general public. So the ban is a quarantine around the world to save other people from joining, and that's my view, and that's fine. One of those views actually that cost me my friendship with John. We're no longer Facebook friends. He unfriended me. Sorry. It is also because I kind of had a laugh at his expense. But I like him. He was okay. He's not the end of the world. What are you going to do? So, Jehovah's Witness ban. I also noticed, by the way, if you've ever go on Facebook, you go to Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses Worldwide. That's the Facebook group. Don't comment, though, or they ban you. Okay? And if too many people comment, then they're going to do something like, make it a closed group or something. So don't comment if you go online. But anyway, their Facebook group, they're talking about writing their letter writing campaign to Russia. Quick, Putin needs letters. And I thought initially, I don't care if it's a letter writing campaign. I've taken part in all kinds of campaigns, and that's fine. I'm totally cool with that. But what I was really surprised is no one told them to stop doing it after they do a certain amount. Like, if you go onto that group and it's like 3 sections down, you'll see it, and they've got one woman going, I've done my 73rd letter. I'm like, 73 letters? Let's say it costs £1 to send. £73. Holy shit, you've spent £73 sending letters to Russia. And other people were like, I've sent 20. Oh, my kids can't write, but my husband dictated them and they're sending theirs. Woman, dear, write 1 letter. Putin doesn't care. Though the Russian Postal Service is going to be very happy for the bump in pay. Guys, anyway, this is my video. I wanted to keep you up to date because I haven't made a video in a while. It was a bit depressing, so it was seeing everything sort of... I've spent nearly 2 years, a year and a half anyway, building up my little YouTube channel, and it's cool to see it. It's really lovely, and I get loads of comments. And then just overnight, a change in an algorithm just wrecks it on you. But that's life, and not much we can do about it. Guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is good for you, and expect more videos in the future. All the best. Bye-bye.